So one question a lot of fans have when it comes to Disney Plus and the various shows that it has on its service right now, and some of the shows upcoming to its service in the next few months, is where is the show Raw Toonage? Now I know those of you watching this are probably wondering why people would ask about the whereabouts of that show. Well, here's the thing. Raw Toonage, just like the show Bonkers that originally spun from it, got a cult following after its initial airing in syndication. Raw Toonage, well, they got a cult following after their initial airing on Saturday mornings on CBS when they got reran on the Disney Channel and then later on Toon Disney. But as to why it's not on Disney Plus as we speak, along with all the other Disney shows or Disney afternoon related shows, that spun from it or connected to it, well, it's real simple. It's due to the fact that Raw Toonage right now is in legal limbo. Now, I can't be certain about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the main reason. And the reason I say that is due to the fact that Raw Toonage initially was a Saturday morning variety show. Basically, Disney's Saturday morning take on the primetime variety shows you would see at night, like let's say Saturday Night Live and In Living Color and such. And that's what Raw Toonage was. And not only did it have like a lot of variety shows, various segments, as a part of it, but it also had various hosts hosting the episode. Characters like, Bonkers himself, Ludwig von Drake, Goslin Mallard, Launchpad McQuack, Don Carnage. The list could go on. Of different characters that were brought in to host certain episodes of Raw Toonage, just like somebody would be brought in to host Saturday Night Live. And among one of those hosts was one of the characters that had a segment, or a weekly segment, I should say, on Raw Toonage, and that was Masupalami. Now, Masupalami's history, outside of Disney, is he was originally created in Belgium. He's originally created in Belgium, and the creators reside there, and that's where the character itself resides, along with the comic strip that it's based upon. Now, Disney was able to get the licensing through some kind of deal back in the early 90s to be able to bring this character over and allow it to be part of Raw Toonage, and thus spin it off into its own Raw Toonage inspired series, under the same name of the character itself, Masupalami. However, the deal obviously ran out, and Masupalami's rights returned to the original creators of the character. And this is further proved by the fact that, many years ago, or several years ago, the animation studios in Belgium created a new Masupalami series, drawn in the same style of the Masupalami character from Raw Toonage, but not related to Disney in any shape, form, or fashion, as far as I know. So because of that, Raw Toonage right now, even though many would point out Disney has all the rights to put Raw Toonage onto Disney Plus without any problem, right now Disney is stuck in a legal limbo situation to where, yes, they could put Raw Toonage onto Disney Plus, at any time, but as of right now, they can't do it due to the legal situation that they got to work out to not only allow them to put the show on there, but also allow them to put it on there without having to butcher any of the episodes. And what I mean by butchering them, by basically taking out a lot of the Masupalami related segments and even the episode that he hosted. So basically, that's why in the long run, Raw Toonage, as we speak, is not on Disney Plus. It's the same reason for some of the other shows and programs that are not on there as well. It's either due to cultural reasons or legal reasons, that Disney has to sort out to bring them to the service. Same thing. I mean, take a look at, let's say, The Muppet Show, if you will. Everybody was wanting The Muppet Show on Disney Plus, and for a while, there was no indication that that was going to happen until recently, and that's all because Disney was able to work out some kind of deal to make that a reality. So that's basically the same thing as far as shows like Raw Toonage go. Disney essentially has to work out some kind of legal deal that will allow them to not only show Raw Toonage, in its entirety without no butchering, but also potentially bring on its spin-off show that was very similar in tone in Masupalami along with it. And the only way that they could probably do that is either agree to pay licensing fees, depending on how much it will be, for a certain amount of X years, if you will, to have the show on its service, or to pay royalty fees anytime the show is watched by somebody, or is chosen to be watched by somebody on a daily basis or weekly basis or whatever the case may be, or a monthly basis, depending whether or not people watch it or they don't. So either way, Disney's going to have to figure out some kind of solution, to bring shows like Matsupalami and the show that he spawned from here, as far as Disney is concerned, Raw Toonage, to the service. Because if not, it's going to be quite some time if we ever see those shows, in any shape, form, or fashion on the service. That is why right now, Raw Toonage is not being shown. I mean, yes, would it be great if it was part of the Disney Plus service? Absolutely. It would be definitely great. That way people that like Bonkers and like Matsupalami can watch the show where they originated from, where they spun off from, to get kind of like a fuller context as to who the characters are and how both those shows connect to Raw Toonage. I mean, if you want to take the Bonkers continuity of him being in him being in shows and filming and all that, if you want to take the continuity of that into context and in connection with Raw Toonage, having Raw Toonage there would allow people to make that connection. But until, and I'm sorry for the noise, my neighbor is doing something back there, but like I said, but until Disney works out some kind of deal or works out these legal mumbo jumbo kind of situation, like I said, shows like Raw Toonage and Matsupalami, they're not going to be even setting foot on the Disney Plus doorsteps for the time being. Again, a lot of people will bring up the fact that Disney has the rights to put Raw Toonage on there. Most of the segments are of their own creation, of their own originality, and that is true. But the only way they're going to be able to do that is if they butcher the show, they edit the shows, all the episodes, and take Matsupalami out of it, so they don't face any kind of legal backlash for using the character without permission. So that's why, in the long run, guys, for anybody that's wondering, why Raw Toonage is not on Disney Plus right now, along with shows like Matsupalami. It's due to a legal situation that Disney has to work out to try to get those shows on their service in the near future. But let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think about this whole situation of Raw Toonage not being part of Disney Plus? And do you think it'll show up on Disney Plus? And how? Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the live chat as well during the premiere. And I will talk to y'all later. God bless. Take care. Get vaccinated. Stay safe. And I'm out. Peace.